Hi everyone, Somi here from InPeak with another episode of Investor of the Day. Every Monday to Friday, we bring you an angel investor, a family office, or a VC who shares their investment thesis so that you know what they're looking for. Today, we are featuring Angela Lee from 37 Angels. They are an angel network from New York who primarily invest in pre-seed and seed and are industry agnostic.
My one sentence investment thesis is that we invest in rock star teams in growing and attractive markets. More specifically, the sectors we invest the most in are digital health, future of work, and logistics tech, although we are fairly sector agnostic, and we are seed stage investors typically writing a check size between $50,000 and $250,000. There are a lot of things we look for in founders, but one thing that we say over and over again is we look for empathetic hustlers. So on the empathy side, we are looking for people who really understand the investor's mindset, the customer's mindset, the employee's mindset. And we're really looking for people who are good listeners and thinking about other people's perspectives. And on the hustler perspective, we are looking for people that, they're hungry. And if it's oftentimes in a call, they will say something like, we're looking for these types of people. And I'll mention, I know somebody. I want them to send me a follow-up email thoughtfully with, a sales deck for that person. There are a lot of things that can be considered deal breakers when investing in startups. We look at the 4 Ps: people, problem, progress, and price. So I'll give you a deal breaker on the problem side. On the problem side, I think a deal breaker for us is when the founder keeps pushing their product features versus focusing on what problems do those product features solve for their customer. So when they keep kind of talking at it from a product-led perspective versus this is why customers want to buy it, this is how they talk to each other, here are results from the 100 customer interviews that we did. That lack of understanding of the customer is a big red flag. A piece of advice that I would give to founders is to ask for help and then make it easy for people to help you. So don't reach out and say, hey, can we go to coffee? Those of us who are investors get asked to go to coffee many, many times a day, right? Reach out specifically, say, look, I'm really struggling with how to articulate product market fit, or I'm really struggling with this, or hey, introduce me to this investor, right? So get really specific and when you ask for help, and then make it really easy for people to help you. So as opposed to saying, hey, do you know any investors I could talk to? Say, hey, you're connected to these 4 people on LinkedIn. Here's a personalized email and blurb that I've written for each of them. Can you forward it on? And that way you've made it really easy for me to now help you. The importance of the startup exit strategy very much depends on the stage that you're investing in. So 100% of investors want the company to have the intention to exit, right? We don't want you to want to run this company for the next 30 years of your life. And if you are a later stage investor, you care very much about exit strategy. You want to know who the acquirers could be, could this IPO, what are the revenue multiples? If you're very early stage, then I think it's less important to know who's going to buy you because you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. But it is important to have a sense of, here's what the market looks like. Maybe do all of these food conglomerates already own an oat milk company, right? And so having a sense of the exit landscape is important, but I think the further away you are from exit, the less you need a clear-cut path. In terms of following up after a pitch, I think a simple thank you is fine. And what I would do as a founder is every time you meet an investor, write down their email and start to create a little spreadsheet of all the investors you're talking to. And then once every 6 to 8 weeks, send an investor update. Here are 3 awesome things that happened this quarter, right? We closed these 2 deals, we hired this great new person, and that way you're kind of keeping those investor contacts warm without necessarily requesting time or adding to that person's work. But that way, when you do reach out to them for your seed round or your Series A round, they're like, oh yeah, I've gotten 4 really thoughtful emails from this person already.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Investor of the Day. Make sure to join us at inpeak.xyz, where we have daily live webinars, masterclasses, panels, and networking opportunities. We now also have a forum where you can hang out with other founders and investors and build your network.